Let's jump right into this explainer. I want you to picture a level of luxury that's so intense, it almost feels photorealistic. We're talking gleaming private jets waiting on exclusive tarmacs, sprawling modern mansions complete with custom fountains, and just the staggering, generation-defining wealth of the world's newest global elite. Today, we're diving deep into the meteoric rise of the global Black elite and African billionaires. We'll explore the massive empires they've built, the incredible opulence of their day-to-day lives, and, well, the surprisingly grounded habits some of them still hold on to. To really wrap our heads around the scale we're dealing with here, just look at this massive number, $28.5 billion. That is the estimated net worth of Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, as of 2026. This isn't just a lot of money, this is literal nation-building money. It's a fortune that places him right among the most powerful industrialists on the entire planet. But to understand the mindset behind this kind of astronomical wealth, we really need to look at how these titans view the world around them. Take American real estate magnate Don Peebles, for example. Standing up there on the 62nd floor of a Manhattan skyscraper, looking down at the city below, this is exactly what he sees. With an estimated net worth of $700 million, Peebles built his fortune entirely from the ground up, buying his very first building in his 20s. For him, the bustling city isn't just a landscape, it's a living, breathing engine of capitalism and pure opportunity. Section 1. Palaces, jets, and yachts. So what does that success actually look like? Well, for Don Peebles, it looks like a $35 million Manhattan apartment. We are talking about 600 square meters of sheer opulence, offering sweeping 360-degree views of the New York skyline, with walls adorned with incredible works of art. And hey, when the city gets a bit too overwhelming, there's always the $12 million mansion out in the Hamptons. It's an ultra-exclusive playground with a full-time staff ready to assist the very second the family's Maserati pulls into the driveway. The sheer mobility of this elite class is just absolutely staggering. Aliko Dangote doesn't just charter a private jet. He bought a $45 million Bombardier Global Express XRS as a birthday gift to himself. He can cross the globe with 15 guests in total, plush comfort at a moment's notice. Or, if he prefers the water, there's his $43 million super yacht, the Maria. It is essentially a floating five-star hotel docked right in the Gulf of Guinea, which is absolutely perfect for hosting VIP business partners across its multiple decks. Of course, it's important to remember that this level of luxury exists within a very complex global context. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, for instance, we see a pretty stark socioeconomic contrast. On one side, you have figures like the multimillionaire singer Fally Ipupa, who invested £600,000 into a stunning Californian-style riverside villa in Kinshasa. But this new upper class generally lives in highly secure, luxurious enclaves that sit in sharp contrast to the environments just across the wall, where average workers might earn drastically less. Section 2. Supercars and luxury brands. Now, while some of these billionaires like Dangote are known to keep a relatively low profile, they definitely still indulge in some extraordinary automotive masterpieces. I mean, Don Peebles enjoys his Aston Martins and a gorgeous Rolls-Royce Phantom convertible. Dangote, on the other hand, boasts a garage with a custom $1 million Maybach and a $2 million Bugatti Veyron. That Bugatti is an absolute beast, capable of topping 400 kilometers per hour, and he reportedly bought it just to celebrate his 60th birthday. But this right here is where it gets really fascinating. African billionaires aren't just consumers of luxury, they actively dictate it. Look at South Africa's Johan Rupert. He controls Richemont, which means he effectively owns Cartier and Montblanc. Egypt's Nassef Suarez holds a massive stake in Adidas. Over in Morocco, Salwa Idrissi Akanoch's Oxel Group holds the actual franchises for Louis Vuitton and Gucci. And Nigeria's Folarunsho Alakija actually built a luxury fashion label, Supreme Stitches, way before she ever struck oil. They are just buying the lifestyle, they're the true architects of it. Section 3. Building billion-dollar empires. Let's look at how these empires are actually built. The trajectory of Aliko Dangote is the perfect example of relentless empire building. He started out with a small loan for a trading firm back in the 1970s, dominated sugar and flour, and then made a massive pivot to cement. His cement literally built modern African cities. But his boldest move yet? A massive $23 billion oil refinery that opened recently, which effectively doubled his net worth. And he is not slowing down. His backed firm, Altera Capital, recently moved into the high-end tourism sector in East Africa. Now, across the Atlantic, we're seeing a really similar economic surge within the new African American elite. Real estate brokers like Talia Diaz are making absolute fortunes selling multi-million-dollar homes in Atlanta. Entrepreneurs like Psyche Terry built a $10 million cosmetics brand from just a $40 initial investment. We're also seeing highly organized economic shifts, like the Buy Black movement, led by people like Sharif Abdulmalik. His platform is ensuring that massive amounts of wealth are purposefully circulated and grown right within the community. Meanwhile, back in the DRC, wealth is quite literally being pulled straight out of the earth. The global demand for coltan, which is the essential mineral powering the smartphone you might be holding right now, has created a booming, if incredibly volatile, industry. Businessmen like former rebel leader Robert Senninga have capitalized on this, extracting massive fortunes from the region's mines and building heavily guarded fortresses up in the hills of North Kivu. But this immense wealth is also being leveraged for massive infrastructure projects. Take entrepreneur Eric Monga, for example. He's currently raising £250 million to construct one of the Congo's largest dams. The single project is designed to provide electricity to 500,000 people. So it's a really fascinating look at how personal wealth in these emerging markets is frequently intertwined with vital nation-scale development. Section 4. Billionaires doing chores. Okay, here is an energetic twist for you. What do these ultra-wealthy individuals actually do when they step out of the Maybach and the staff goes home for the night? The answer might actually shock you. A recent Forbes survey of the world's wealthiest people revealed that a pretty big chunk of them still handle their own domestic tasks. 40% of billionaires say they regularly cook their own meals. 38% actually take out their own garbage. Now, only 8% do the laundry, but the fact that nearly 4 in 10 billionaires are still dragging trash cans to the curb is a super fascinating look at how some try to stay grounded. Look at this quote from billionaire Frank van der Sloot. It really humanizes the extreme wealth we've just been talking about. He grew up chopping wood on a farm and still insists on doing his own chores today. For a lot of folks at the very top, maintaining personal discipline and not letting the size of their checking account alter their core character is a top priority. It's all about setting an example for their kids and really holding on to their roots. But hey, let's keep it real for a second. While some stay incredibly grounded, we have to look at the flip side of that data. 60% are definitely not cooking, 62% are absolutely not touching the garbage, and a whopping 92% of billionaires outright refuse to go anywhere near a washing machine. Like real estate mogul Jeff Green put it, when you are running a multi-billion-dollar empire, fighting with a laundry machine just isn't the best use of your time. So it all comes down to this really fascinating dual reality of the global Black elite and African billionaires. On one side of the ledger, you have photorealistic luxury, $45 million jets, floating mansions, and properties that overlook the world's greatest cities. But then on the other side, you have individuals waking up at the crack of dawn to hustle, checking billion-dollar updates on their phones, while occasionally still finding the time to cook dinner or take out the recycling. It really makes you think about the nature of success and what we value, right? So, I'm going to leave you with this to ponder. If you had built a $28 billion empire, if you owned the Bugatti and the super yacht, would you still take out your own garbage? It's a simple question, but the answer says a whole lot about who we are. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this gave you a clear, structured look into a truly fascinating world of wealth and influence.